All right, friends, hope you're doing well. This is going to be a quick video today, and what it's on is how to audition music to use in your podcast, and you can also use that for spoken word or audiobooks, etc. All right, so here I have a Adobe Audition file, and I've got the text up here, and right here is a part of a story that I want to use a backing music to. So what I've done here is I've taken 3 songs that could potentially work that have maybe the right kind of drama or tension in them, and I'm going to audition them to this piece of audio. So what I suggest doing in this situation when you're trying to pick the right music is find a couple that you think are going to work, don't spend too long on it, and put them up against the spoken word so you can listen to how it sounds in context and decide if you like it. So this is a quick snippet from a podcast I'm working on called The Tome of Dungeoneering. And here's the website. It is a great new podcast, super fun to listen to if you're into tabletop games and D&D. I recommend. So let's take a quick listen.
Them here and assured them that this is where they would find their bounty. Slowly, Haven turns a corner and peers down a long, dark corridor, their devil sight allowing them to see every detail. Most importantly, there at the end of the hall is a room with a faint light, glowing from a fire and a few torches. Moving stealthily, they reach the threshold. There at their feet is a final tripwire, and just beyond that, a man sits gnawing on a skewered piece of meat.
Okay, so at the first round, this one is a little intense, I think, for this particular scene because there's kind of a suspense to it, and so I thought the bottom 2 had a little closer to that. So I'm going to keep listening to it and just switch back and forth between these 2 and see which one might come out a little better at different key moments.
It's probably Rat. They step over the tripwire and slip into the deep shadows of the room. Crouched, Haven crumbles a small piece of coal in their hand and casts a darkness spell. Moments later, a thick black fog will engulf the campfire and swallow the man as he begins to panic. With their devil sight, Haven can see fine and slips into the fog. Silently, as Haven steps into range behind their target, they rapidly strike with 2 daggers, one slashing the throat, the other stabbing the stomach. Okay, Haven, roll for sneak attack with advantage.
Okay, and that's where that music cue is going to end. So right off the bat, these I thought both worked really well at different moments. I think this one in the middle here is a little better suited because it has an intense moment when the story builds in intensity, and it's a little bit spookier and leaves a little more suspense and mystery in that first part of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this music and cue it there. So what I'll do next is I'll just take this and I'm going to fade this in a little bit, and we're going to listen for the fade out.
Advantage. Sight, Haven can see fine and slips into the fog. Silently, as Haven steps into range behind their target, they rapidly strike with 2 daggers, one slashing the throat, the other stabbing the stomach. Okay, Haven.
Okay, and that's where it's going to end. So the other kind of cool thing about Audition is really easy to put in a logarithmic curve here. So what that does is slopes that so the music will be more intense, die off a little quicker here, and have a quieter tail to it, so that can kind of bleed into the story a little bit. Let's hear that right now.
Slashing the throat, the other stabbing the stomach. Okay, Haven, roll for sneak attack with advantage. Hey everybody, I'm Justin, and thank you for joining me for another reading from the Tome of Dungeoneering.
All right, that's pretty good. I think I want to end that a little sooner, so let's start that fade a little sooner as well. Okay.
Stabbing the stomach. Okay, Haven, roll for sneak attack with advantage. Hey everybody, I'm Justin, and thank you for joining me for another reading from the Tome of Dungeoneering.
All right, we have our next cue song coming in. So I hope that helps. One suggestion on how you might audition music when you're putting it into your podcasts. Thank you.